Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those from the Greater SCP Foundation. It is I, Dr. Theron Sherman, still clad in robes and pajamas because we're still battling the Rona. But I am feeling better today for your information. Feeling, not sounding. Sounding still pretty rough, but feeling better, at least. And so, hello everyone and welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site 42. We're probably going to hang out for 30 minutes to an hour today, because that's about all my voice can seem to handle. Right now, I have no bass in my voice. I can only access the upper register. I sound like I'm halfway to whispering. So we're coping. We're coping. Short stream. I'm going back to bed right after, but the streak continues unstopped yet. Now, Junior Researcher Sally, Chester Factory, Smallish Games, Dr. Puppeteer, Chaos Goblin Dogs, Researcher Voidel, Masquerade Shadows Ire, Smallish Games, Dark Duality, Anomalous Hodge, Puppet Boy, Junior Researcher Sally, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being members, you too, Felix. And Random Phantom, Kaisha, Scarlet Fox, and Stella Wasp. Welcome to chat, just for being you. Give me a moment. I am starting to overheat a little bit, so I'm going to lose the robe. You got to balance your temperatures when you're sick like this. You got to balance your humors. Speaking of balancing your humors, I'm going to start today with a special SCP shout out. I was looking at the comments of yesterday's Victory Friday, and an SCP author by the name of Corax D stopped by Victory Friday to announce what of their new SCP tales they posted. And specifically, the reason that the stream handle is YEE-ING HAWS, and the reason that the thumbnail is of the Aces and Eights canon is because our friend Corax D dropped a new tale in the Aces and Eights universe. Now, if you're not familiar with Aces and Eights, that is what if the SCP universe and all the anomalies and groups of interest existed in cowboy times. Except for one thing. The SCP Foundation does not exist in the Aces and Eights canon. So you get all the groups of interest. Marshall Carter and Dark are private detectives. Not private detectives. They're detectives in like the detective agency scene. Or Marshall Carter and, I just said them. Or the Global Occult Coalition is not run by the UN. And they are a, oh, what were they? I just read it. This is the COVID brain. This is the sleepy times. Are we cool yet? So Zerdrin, here's the deal. Good question. For Aces and Eights, everything is being added in real time. Dr. Sumerian, friend of the channel and creator of the canon, I believe, says it's like a gold rush. Whoever writes it first gets to make the canon. So in the Aces and Eights canon, the Unusual Incidents Unit of the FBI, you know, the UI useless, they are instead the Union Investigation Unit. And they are a pretty big deal. Dr. Wondertainment is back there in the old days. SCP-682 is the 682nd Cavalry. I wonder what that's about. Anderson Robotics is Anderson Prosthetics. They're still useless, I bet you say, Zerdrin. But I tell you what, the story I read by our friend Korax, which is titled Season of the Witch, that is a UIU agent on the hunt. And, ooh, it does a good job. It does a good job. I think the UIU is not so useless in Aces and Eights. They would have to be by necessity, considering that the Foundation doesn't exist. Long story short, shout out to Korax for making a new tale and dropping it off for us to read. I read it before bed last night. It was a good little read. And Season of the Witch is the tale in the Aces and Eights canon. Enjoy some SCP authors stopping by and sharing their wares. Gotta stay hydrated. Mr. Salty, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a deviled egg on your way past the commissary. What theme song would the UIU have? They would use the song Men in Black by Will Smith, and they would think they're real cool about it. They would think they're so cool for using that song, but we would all know better. Jonathan, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as, oh, you're no longer a member. Ooh, the white names are winning again. Danger. I activate CBAT. He warned the twitching will not end. No. No. Thankfully, the mimetic filters held. Because no CBAT. Not anywhere near the anomalies. Especially. Desk should be here. Maybe he's just getting a last minute varnish. Jonathan, welcome back to membership. You made it. You're okay. Honestly, and thank you for being a member as always. You got a cool shirt, Doc. Not my only pair of Powerline pajamas. Felix, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a tuna melt on your way past the commissary. Breaching containment. MCD has taken the anomaly of Phoenix. The workshop is also going for the usual room. There's no evidence of the kidnapping. All right, I'll send security on a adventure there. We're not going to let MCD sell our anomalies. That would be against protocol. The fuck you mean I'm not a member? I was always a member. Oh, yes, Jonathan, sorry. It must have been some sort of mimetic filter or cognitohazard. That must have been it. We saw nothing. Powerline shirt. Yes, it's pajama day. I've still got COVID. I'm recovering. It's a pajama party until I'm back to life. What did you say that Are We Cool Yet was in the cowboy canon? I don't think Are We Cool Yet is canonized in Aces and Eights yet. And when I was asked that by Zerdrin, what I meant was I don't think they're there. And that means that you have the opportunity to be the one who canonizes it. So what are they? What could Are We Cool Yet be in a cowboy universe? Because, you know, people make art all the time. But what kind of lessons would they be trying to teach people back then? Because, you know, they're always so stuck up and moral about their art. Are we rootin' tootin' yet? Hodge, no! And by no, I mean yes. Refresh the chat. Pikachu is cute. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a slice of cake on your way past the commissary. Hey, Mr. Sherman, doctor, thank you. I see you got over that sickness. No, we're still in pajamas. This is still a sick day. I'm feeling a little better, but I am definitely not recovered, especially if you hear my voice. I don't know if it sounds as bad to you guys as it down to me, but I sound like a frog is talking, and not a handsome frog that runs a stage performance troupe. Since I am an anomalous car, should I be contained? Yes, if you are anomalous, you should be contained. Clearly. You look better too. Take care of yourself. Well, I'm glad to hear that. At least it looks like I'm getting better. Dr. Sherman, what kind of music do you listen to, and can some SCPs have access to music? So, SCPs are allowed to have music as part of their disciplinary and demerit system. If they have good behavior, they are allowed enrichment, and one of those kinds of enrichment is music. Now, not from an internet service, but if it were we would get them CDs. We would buy them albums. Or not buy them. We have a library that can be lent from. Time check. Frogman, we are 12 minutes into what will be maximum an hour-long stream. Now, meanwhile, the kind of music I listen to is hard to read because of my side hustle teaching ballroom dancing for the Foundation Fitness Initiative. And so most of my Spotify raps are work music, so you don't really get a good selection of what I actually listen to. But I guess if I were to describe my taste, it would be a Venn diagram of Canadian music, dad rock, club dance pop, and emo music. Canadian music, dad rock, dance pop, and emo music. That would be my 4 prongs of music listening for social purposes. Felix, thank you for donating again. Signal. Dr. Sherman, help. It's me, Felix. They're making me mass-produce antimatter bombs for the GOC. Send help. They won't give me pizza either. That sounds like an odd business relationship, but not exactly out of bounds. Well, security is on their way. They are making their way, so don't worry. We will pull you out of there. Do you know how SCP-096 was created? Well, intern Stewart, when the authors or gods on our pataphysical layer above us deem that they want an anomaly to exist, they write it out on their computer, and then they upload it to a database. And then it appears in our universe as if a stork dropped it. But I'm sure you mean, why is 096 how it is, and why is it like that? And the answer is, we have no idea, and it can't tell us. So it is a thoughtless beast that we just keep locked up to the best of our ability so it stops killing people, because we're the good guys. Puppet Boy, when a writer and an idea love each other very much. Nice. Is a restaurant that only serves mac and cheese based foods anomalous? No. Why would that be the case? Do you actually work here? I feel like we should be hiring smarter people. The hell? Dr. Sherman, have you ever sworn that a specific SCP was a different one? Oh, man. I got so mixed up on digits when it came to the butt ghost one time. It annoyed me. I think it's 789-J, but I could have sworn it was 786. Yep, 789-J is the butt ghost, and 786-J doesn't even exist. But I swore up and down that the butt ghost was 786. Dr. Sherman, who has more luck, SCP-008-J or 7500? So Jeff versus the luck of the Irish, what you're sitting on there is, I forget the name of the character from 7500, but that person's got an anomalous clover that's giving him the luck. And when he takes that clover off, the luck is gone. And so I would say overall in bulk, that clover has a whole lot of luck. But the entity that carries it does not have said luck without the clover. Whereas Jeff, SCP-008-J, seems to be intrinsically lucky, although it is lucky in a far more limited range. And so it's only lucky in getting in and out of Foundation sites. So I think the answer there is with Jeff being intrinsically lucky, but in a far more limited fashion, versus 7500 being vastly luckier, but only with that tool. I gotta give it to 7500. It's getting a lot more benefits from the way its luck functions. Of course, Dr. Sherman is going to glaze Jeff. Well, Jeff is always deserving of all the good things in the world because Jeff is awesome. Felix, thank you for donating again. There's an implosion at a GOC military base. I rig the bombs. They plan to try and reverse engineer my bombs. Also, I saved by mobile task force units. Well, seems like a pretty solid operation to me. No complaints. Demon Sniper, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a churro on your way past the commissary. What's your favorite and least favorite SCP? Well, I always say my favorites at the end of stream. It's a tradition here. But if you really want me to run them down this early, I can, I guess. I mean, my favorites are 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5320, and 8980. Content warning on the last one. That said, I don't really have a least favorite SCP because it's not how I see art, so to speak. When I'm dealing with SCPs on the database, everything has its own artistic point. If it survived the community vote to be on the site, it must be of some minor quality worth keeping on around for some reason. And even if things aren't my favorite flavor, I can still see the objective good craftsmanship in something that I don't like. That being said, SCP-729-J sucks ass. It's the worst, and anybody who's infected with SCP-022-J can bite my shiny metal ass. You saw nothing. Jonathan, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, a D class has stolen 729-J. Sorry. We can't let them get away with that thing. We do not know what they would do with it. This is a worst case scenario. All right, I'm pulling security feeds toward Dr. Hessen's office. Oh, they need to catch it quick. Magical Fox, thank you for your first donation. Please grab yourself a glass of lemonade on your way past the commissary. How much P can an SCP pee if an SCP could pee is just the wrong verse. You've got your numbers, you got your phrasing of this line all out of order. We can't do the limerick right without proper phrasing. You got to work on your writing skills a little bit. How much P could an SCP if an SCP could pee? At least fits the meter, although it still doesn't make sense because the SCP has to use the P to be P. Yeah, I just don't have a good way to improve this. Workshop it a little bit. Bring it back to me. I see a Ko-Fi donation has come in. Let me grab that before it gets lost in the shuffle. Chestafactory, thank you for going the long way to Ko-Fi. That way more of the donation comes to us and not YouTube. Make sure to grab yourself some ramen at the commissary for your first donation of the day. I'm currently working on a game for a game jam that's probably going to include an SCP or two. Also asking for Eternal Flame, but do you think Linux has any anomalous properties? If Linux has any anomalous properties, that is for the Artificial Intelligence Applications Division to sort out. Not my problem with computer-based anomalies. Although we do market it to the public, so the likelihood is very slim, unless there's a reason we're doing it, like how we propagate the 4th of July in America to mollify them. I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying it's not likely. And, enjoy the game jam. Good luck, break legs out there, and pick cool SCPs to put in it. Dark Duality, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a bowl of grits on your way past the commissary. Was in Are We Cool Yet? Once, so insulted. I'm in Mobile Task Force 16 tons now. Well, we need people who know their ins and outs if we're ever going to stop them completely, so thank you for your service. Random fandom. Wait, the 4th of July is anomalous? Yes, we went over this last week, but I'll take a look for you. What I would all recommend to you in your free time is a trip to the SCP Holiday Hub. The SCP Holiday Hub is your home for SCPs regarding every holiday. And the 4th of July has 2 of them. One of them, 4546, is a box of fireworks that when you launch one of them, it continually goes on forever. It is an infinite firework. And also, if you compliment it and say it's pretty, the fireworks burn brighter and they make themselves into hearts and stuff. And then on SCP-6704, codename Dependence Day, it's not that the 4th of July is anomalous, but it's that we discovered that by launching fireworks, Americans are made dumber and more compliant to being controlled, which makes our jobs a lot easier and saves on resources. So the 4th of July holiday is for launching fireworks that mollify the American population, making it easier to do our job. Demon Sniper and Endgaming, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Demon Sniper, I thought you would have been here for a while. Surprised. Demon Sniper, also, thank you for donating again. We have a problem. Someone threw 999 into 3008. Well, it is pretty hard to throw a 3 meter by 1 meter large slime very far. Just the size of it alone is annoying, let alone the viscosity making it difficult to hold. So it couldn't have gotten very far. So just keep the door open and 999 will just walk out. It's fine. Also, terminate that guy that did that. Whoever did that, terminate that guy. No mercy. Felix, thank you for donating again. Dr. Sherman, the bomb I rigged caused the entire force around the GOC space is now a huge crater, and there's news helicopters. I fluffed up, didn't I? We'll run a disinformation campaign, but this is going on your permanent record. Your disciplinary record will have this mark, and it will be taken into consideration for further privileges. Dr. Sherman, I have an amazing idea. Put Mr. Deeds into 914. No! Jonathan, that is not an amazing idea. It is, in fact, a terrible idea. Don't you remember what happened with the chimps? The chimps is why we don't put living things in there. We also don't toss anomalies in there very often because anomalies are very unpredictable. You never know what you're going to get out. And then we lose the anomaly, and we get, what, maybe a hunk of rock? I don't know. Bad idea. I put the Megas XLR theme song in chat. I have not heard that name in a long time. Does the commissary have energy drinks or is it strictly coffee? Oh, they know how to cook everything. You could get some good, you get some Red Bull over there. Oh, let me check that real quick before I forget. Anime, thank you for donating through the Ko-Fi, going around the long way. It's much appreciated. For your first donation of the day, make sure to grab yourself a Orange Julius on your way past the commissary. Hope you get better soon. Thank you. I am feeling a bit better today. I'm still going to rest the rest of the day, so we'll do what we can. And then I missed a few streams, but I saw your moon is haunted again. What is it this time, and will incendiary ammo help? So, if you want to know about the moon fiasco of current, you want to look up an SCP called Moon Landing in all caps. And it's in the new, I believe it was a 7,000 article. It's part of Classicon. Control F Moon. No matches. Of course you're not making this easy on me, SCP database. Which one was the moons haunted? All right, so if I check the 7,000s and I type moon, that's 1 moon, 2 moon, 3 moon, 4 moon, 5 moon. 7823 is codename Moon Landing. So SCP-7823 is the current moon landing anomaly, which is the Apollo astronauts came back from space wrong. And we have to do a big ritual to keep them locked down. Has anyone responded to that last bit? Okay, so there's no answer to what I wanted there, but what I want to tell you about 7823, it's short, so go read it or listen to me read it the other day. SCP-7823 is an excellent example of the containment procedures being important and cool when most people neglect them, okay? When you hear special containment procedures, the bodies of the Apollo 11 crew are to remain immersed in vats of perchloric acid. The vats are to be sealed under an electromagnetic padlock. A series of idols to all known lunar gods are to be scattered randomly within the storage room. Additional idols to the goddess Hena are to be placed. Every 11 months, the vat containing Buzz Aldrin is to be unsealed. A crucifix is to be dropped into it. At least 11 personnel must be present when the vat is unsealed. All are to be equipped with cyanide pills. Should the vat containing Michael Collins cry or scream, personnel to respond from words of comfort. Noises outside of the human vocal range are decoys and should not be responded to. All vocalizations from the vat containing Neil Armstrong are to be ignored. Should any of the above policies be violated, the crew of the Apollo 11 will reanimate and the events of SCP-7823 will repeat within the containment chamber. Those are such cool containment procedures. That really sets you up with, oh, this shit's serious. So, yes, use this as an example of good comprocs for your future SCPs that you're going to be writing. Jonathan, thank you for donating again. Anyways, Dr. Sherman, I may have ascertained the location of Dr. Moon Moon. They're in Warsaw, working with GRU Division P. Well, keep an eye on them, because vengeance is nice, but they are with a current group of interest, and we may be able to use that later down the line. So gather some intel. Let's see if we can make this a slow, dish-served cold vengeance rather than going in hot. Lunar Stars and Harper Likes Bees. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Felix, thank you for donating again. All right, I'm going with a researcher for a test. Wait, why are there no mobile task force guards? Why is a researcher taking me to 914? Sherman help, signal lost. I just said we don't do that. And so, unless they're making you work on improving it, but we wouldn't do that because we don't trust anything to not accidentally stop it from working. I mean, I think we have disassembled 914 now that I think about it. Doesn't say. The cowboy energy is surging within me now. You gotta be careful with that. You gotta balance your energies. When it comes to this cowboy stuff, it's a dangerous game. You think you made a friend, and then they shoot you in the back. It's rough times in the Old West. Sometimes the only friend you have is the friend inside you. Sometimes the only friend I have is the friend inside me. The fish is a loop, and you recognize the bodies in the water. Thank you. 729-J for saying mistruths to teach everybody what lies are. Husky Land, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a loaded baked potato on your way past the commissary. How will the Foundation contain the gas station from Tales of the gas station? The gas station from Tales from the gas station. The gas station from Tales from the gas station? I'm unfamiliar with the gas station from Tales of the gas station. Let me look into the gas station from Tales of the gas station. The gas station from Tales of the gas station. Puppet Boy, yeah, you know, the gas station from Tales of the gas station. That gas station. The first line. The gas station is described as being a shitty little place. Okay. We don't have pride in our facility, but fine. I mean, do I need to do much more than put up a perimeter? At least from this description, it doesn't sound like any spatial anomalies are working on the outside. They're working on the inside. That's as far as I can tell. We just have to close it off to the public. Seems fine. Train of Destruction. Thank you for your incredibly generous donation, my friend. What I want you to do instead of going to the commissary is I want you to go over to the gymnasium. And there they have a smoothie bar. And the person at the smoothie bar, I want you to extend your hand for a handshake. Now, they're going to look at you funny because you don't normally handshake your smoothie maker when you order a smoothie. But just hold it there, like a power move. And eventually, they will clasp your hand, and you'll have to accomplish, now, I know you know the secret handshake for this. I know you already know it, so I'm not going to fill you out on the details, but once they agree, you cannot abort the secret handshake, lest both of you be slain where you stand. Now, once you accomplish the secret handshake with the smoothie maker, enjoy what they give you. I'll tell you what, it's worth it. And again, thank you for your generosity. I just wanted to say I love your YouTube shorts and videos that keep me well informed on all the SCPs. Happy to help. However, I do have one question. Is it possible to have someone look at 096's face, then hook him up to a memory wiper like you do with the D class? That depends. There is the memories that are kept in your brain are kept in neurons that are not always adjacent to each other. Memories wake up other parts of the brain and it bounces around up there. And so, I know this is all very technical jargon. Stay with me here. So the scenario is, the memory wiper would have to be very specific to erase every trace of 096 from your brain, because if there's any left, down to 4 fucking pixels, then you are going to die. Now, we can amnesticize people so that 096 leaves them alone, but usually they're just brain dead husks, or at the very least have completely forgotten who they are. So, it's not exactly awesome as a plan most of the time. Junior Researcher America, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a waffle on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, who wins? The Child God or 729-J? Did we discuss this recently? Yeah, I didn't know if we were... What is the Child God? Do you mean the Witch Child 239? I'm confused. I don't think we got the answer to this last time. It's the Scarlet God 6101. Oh, I didn't know you were talking about 6101. Oh, no. 6101 is the strongest SCP. It says so in the very first line. SCP-6101 is the most powerful SCP. His name is Ethan Prosper. He is 9 years old at time of writing. The full extent of his powers are unknown, but his displayed capabilities such as flight, super strength, invisibility, and all the powers of the Marvel superheroes. He is anomalously brave and capable of doing anything he sets his mind to. No, obviously Ethan wins. 6101, all the way. Oh, SCP-6101 is anomalously brave, Junior Researcher America. So, Ethan is not scared of anything. Okay, I'm glad to have that off my back. Now I know what you're talking about. Felix, thank you for donating again. They may not be SCPs, but if the Sonic team were, would they be contained or would the Foundation recruit them to help protect the staff and help out? Considering how rarely we recruit staff to mobile task forces, I would say that the most likely scenario is we would keep them in boxes. Very nice boxes, but boxes. A Ko-Fi just came in. Let me grab that before I miss the notification. Thaname, thank you for donating again through the Ko-Fi. Thanks for going the long way. Okay, so your haunting of the moon is basically the opposite of ours. We have to keep things from completing their rituals for summoning stuff, hence the incendiary ammo. Technically any ammo works, but it's my favorite because of the new nanite ammo. Oh, good to know. Different strokes for different folks. Cool. That reminds me to time check. We are 15 minutes from the end of stream, people. 15 minutes. Husky Land, thank you for donating again. The problem with the gas station is that it has tendency to attract and make anomalies, including various deities, aliens, and cults. You know, then we would not only, then we wouldn't close it. Sorry, there's just a itch in the back of my throat. Whew. Ay, caramba. Frustrating. I cannot wait to be well. Where was I? Stay with Dr. Chair for 1 minute. I have to go get something like a cough drop. I'll be right back. And we're back. Did they treat you okay, Dr. Chair? No one needs to be disciplined? Very good. I like cats. Thank you for subscribing to Site 42. Welcome to staff. Okay, looks like you guys behave for Dr. Chair. Very good. Okay, where was I? So, we're going to make a base nearby the gas station, the one from the Tales from the gas station, that gas station. And we're going to use that gas station, the gas station from Tales of the Gas Station, as bait for the anomalies that we can then contain. So, that is how we will utilize that anomaly. It will be bait to contain the other anomalies that come toward it. An excellent plan, if I don't say so myself, but I will say so myself. Dr. Sherman, where's your lab coat? Intern Bucky Tex, this is a pajama party because I'm still sick with COVID. So these are my pajamas, one of many sets. Good morning, Dr. Sherman. Sorry I'm late to stream because I'm currently moving sites. Junior researcher Alex, no problem. Welcome to stream, although you are in the last 12 minutes. Train of Destruction, thank you for donating again. What's the point of keeping 096 in a cube of metal if he's going to break out anyways? If it's going to break out. Remember, SCP-096 is an it, not a he, not a she. All anomalies, humanoid or otherwise, are objects, not people. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. We don't want to go around humanizing anomalies, or what's next? People are going to want to fraternize with anomalies? Yes, and it's actually very interesting. So please use the proper pronouns. Meanwhile, what's the point of keeping 096 in a cube of metal if it's going to break out anyway? At least we can delay it. At least it gives us a head start to get our stuff together. It's better than nothing. What's the point of laws if people are going to break them? Shadow's Ire, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a snow cone on your way past the commissary. Can I be put in a box? Very rare that people volunteer. But I don't see a problem. Go for it. Junior Researcher America, thank you for donating again. Has the Foundation ever permitted an anomaly to the ability to create its own document? I know there's a concern about cognitive and mimetic hazards, but it's an interesting thought. The only way an entity will get to make its own documentation, it's usually the case where I know there's an anti-mimetic anomaly that had to write its own documentation. I think a researcher became anti-mimetic and had to write their own document about themselves one time. I definitely don't remember the designation of that one. Fallen Moonlight, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, the only other way people can write their own documents is against our will, as if they're rewriting any documentation about them somehow. Quasi, good to see you in the chat. How you doing? And thank you for your first donation of the day. Grab yourself a plate of chicken wings on your way past the commissary. Do you ever happen to read 6606? Well, by designation, I don't remember the number, but that's not always the case. I remember seeing this, someone bring this up on a stream, but I have not gone through it. I do remember seeing this splash page, but I have not read it yet, no. Crafty, let me know if there's anything you are looking for me to be checking out in that in particular. And while I watch the chat for that, Felix, thank you for tossing a very generous donation at us right out the gate. Now, I know you already had your snack for the day, but if you go over to the commissary and you stop right before you enter the door, look to the left in the hallway there. There is a sliding door that is blocked by a Cognitohazard, but now that you know where it is, you'll be able to see it. Go in that sliding door, and you're going to see a bunch of big wooden casks. And there, you're going to grab yourself a drink. Enjoy it, and thank you for your generosity here. This is my official thank you to you, Dr. Sherman. Your content is very good and inspired me to research further into SCP lore. This is showing my gratitude. Also, sorry about creating a goofy aside plot in your stream, for it might be distracting. Well, A, you're welcome for the content. I'm very happy that all of our SCP people... What was I saying? I'm happy our SCP stuff is bringing more people into SCP, making it more accessible, because it is very dense and it's very hard to know where to start. And sometimes you just need a little push, and if we're pushing people in and it's helping, I'm very happy for that. Glad to hear it. And hey, goofy side stream, I wouldn't say you're going too far on your side plot. I would lay down the hammer if you were going too far. Trust me, I am very ban happy, because I like to relax and I don't like to work hard during my office hours. So if people are rude, they're gone really quickly. We keep it clean here. And so if you had a problem, oh, you'll know about it. But you haven't gotten any warnings, you ain't got to worry yet. Yo, I got to subscribe. You're damn right, SpongeBob time. You're damn right. Queasy, I saw you messaged. I'm looking for you to read it, my brother. I suggested a while ago because I wrote it and wanted your take. No pressure, thought you'd enjoy it. Oh, okay, that's cool. Pardon. Okay, then yeah, definitely something I gotta read. Hell, well, I'm stuck here on COVID bed rest. Maybe I can take a crack at it. That sounds like a good way to spend a little bit of time today. Now, Vina, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a chalky milk on your way past the commissary. Hello, hello, I am back again. I hope all is well. Got back into the swing of things here. Heading on to my next task now. Excellent! I like the efficiency. Keep up the good work. SCP-6A2. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. That's worrying. All right, we're coming to the end of stream, but I have to do one Classicon entry for the bit. I have to do one Classicon entry for the bit, and so I'm picking at random. And now I'm rolling the mouse up and down at random. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. It's Classicon time. Classicon's not over. If you're unfamiliar, Classicon is the SCP Wiki's current contest. Short stories, less than 1,000 words. Very simple formats. Horror adjacent. And I just want you to know, I'm already terrified. I'm already on the edge of my sheet. my seat. I'm already on the edge of my seat. Because today's entry, SCP-8441's picture, is this. I'm feeling personally attacked. So, obviously this is going to be gold, right? SCP-8441, codename Vampire Spruce, by author Rotting Raisins. Item number, SCP-8441. Object class, Euclid. Special containment procedures. An area of 1.2 hectares containing SCP-8441 has been purchased and fenced off under the guise of being a habitat for the European green toad. Genus, Buphotes viridis. A small dwelling has been constructed on the premises for surveillance and monitoring of SCP-8441. At least 2 Foundation agents are to be present on site at all times. Both are to be remotely screened by a licensed Foundation psychiatrist once a week. I'm starting to feel more attacked. Once every 2 weeks, a domestic pig, genus Sus scrofa domesticus, is to be led to the base of SCP-8441, where it then has its carotid arteries severed and is left to bleed out. Barring this procedure, no sharp objects are to be brought onto the property under any circumstances. Description: SCP-8441 is an organism resembling a healthy Norway spruce, genus Picea ebes, of around 80 years of age. It is situated near redacted Sweden, in an area that was formerly a commercial spruce plantation. But following a clear-cutting in 1988, it has lain fallow until eventually becoming colonized by various native pioneer tree species, primarily silver birch, genus Betula pendula. Despite its appearance, SCP-8441 is not a plant. Microscopic analysis of samples taken from SCP-8441 have shown its cellular makeup to be more akin to that of certain ascomyatic fungi, with the cellular walls of its woody tissue containing chitin rather than lignin and cellulose. Despite possessing external organs with the macroscopic appearance of conifer needles, SCP-8441 does not photosynthesize and does not produce chlorophyll. Rather, these organs contain a combination of orange and blue chromatophoric cells and seem to serve no other purpose than to mimic foliage. The SCP-8441 either does not age or ages so slowly that no significant changes in its phenotype have been observed since its discovery in 1988. It regenerates injuries far quicker than any non-anomalous organism of its size, being able to regrow large amounts of tissue within only a few hours. Based on its cellular makeup and observed ecology, SCP-8441 is hypothesized to be a heterotrophic organism, meaning that it subsists on external sources of organic carbon, rather than airborne carbon dioxide. Specifically, SCP-8441 seems to subsist on blood, absorbed through subterranean structures closely resembling shallow tree roots. To this end, SCP-8441 seems to possess some sort of mechanism capable of attracting suitable prey to its location, where it then injures itself and expires. This process has never been directly observed, and its exact mechanics are for now unknown. Discovery: SCP-8441 was discovered on April 11, 1988, following the murder-suicide of 5 forestry workers tasked with harvesting the spruce plantation it stood within. All bodies were found surrounding SCP-8441, left standing after all other trees in the surrounding area had been cut down. They had been heavily mutilated using one of the workers' petrol chainsaws. Forensic evidence suggests that only 2 of the workers were killed in the immediate vicinity of SCP-8441, while 2 others, who had likely attempted to flee, were killed elsewhere and dragged back to SCP-8441 across the forest floor. The final body and ostensible killer's injuries are presumed to be self-inflicted. The man in question, later identified as Leif Allund, redacted city resident, showed no violent tendencies or signs of psychological instability before his death. Due to the unusual nature of these killings, the Foundation intervened to investigate, and soon discovered SCP-8441's strange biological properties. Furthermore, excavations in the vicinity of SCP-8441 discovered an unusually high number of biological remains, mostly belonging to native animal species, but some human. All right, we're almost there. And we have Addendum 1, Incident 8441-92-2. Surveillance and monitoring of SCP-8441 was initially left to a single agent, one Colm Douglas, a former Mobile Task Force Gamma 4 commander approaching retirement age. On September 21st, 1992, following a few days of radio silence from Douglas, an agent sent to check on him discovered his body near the base of SCP-8441. Like Alund, Douglas died of self-inflicted injuries from his head and torso, matched to an axe found near his body, apparently kept on site by him for harvesting firewood. Douglas had been tasked with keeping an informal logbook, where he was to record any notable observations regarding the anomaly. His final entry is transcribed below. On the 13th of September, which reminder is 8 days before we discovered him. Found a dead rabbit by the tree again this morning. The little thing impaled itself on a branch. I should have kept a better record of that sort of thing from the start. It's been happening for as long as I've been here, but I swear it's gotten more frequent. Rabbits, hares, hedgehogs, that fox last month. Anything small enough to fit through the fence we put up. I keep having to mend it too. Bigger things trying to get in, elks mostly. I should look into barbed wire or some kind of electrical fence. Might finally deter the local kids from trying to climb it too. I caught some again just recently. They seemed in their right mind, trying to get smart with me, but still it scared the devil out of me. Yelled at them until they ran off. These old bones aren't what they used to be, but at least I seem to play the old curmudgeon well enough. Always thought I'd end up being more of a kindly old man, though I guess there's time enough left for that after this. I think that tree is trying to taunt me sometimes. We put plenty of anomalies down in Gamma 4 when we had to. I know it's not what we do on paper, secure, contain, and protect and all that. But I keep thinking about how easy it would be, just chopping it down. I'd rather that than I miss some other idiot trying to break in and we have another massacre on our hands. Then again, it's not my call to make. Just gotta hold out for a few more years and then some other poor sod gets to concern himself with that. I wish him well anyways. God help him. And that's the end. All right, what do we think about SCP-8441, chat? The tree that makes people go crazy and try to kill themselves near it so it can drink of their blood. I think it's good enough. I won't say it excited me like some of the other articles, but it is competent. It gets its job done. Vampire trees are a pretty funny anomaly. I like the anomaly itself, despite the story around it. There could be some fun tales written around that story, so this could work as a jumping off point. Can this tree make SCP-4521 scream? I doubt it. SCP-4521 doesn't have blood, so it's not like this tree has much of an interest in it. But okay, there you go. 8441, Vampire Spruce. If you enjoyed it and you're a member of the wiki, go ahead and upvote it. If you didn't like it, you can downvote it too. That's a free game. And now... And now we have made it to the end of stream, but I gotta make sure I don't miss any donos first. The Enderman, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a Twix on your way past the commissary. Have you heard of a TV named Mr. Antenna? I am familiar with the TV man and his TV time. Thankfully, not our circus, not our monkeys with those anomalies. Now, if we do end up in the vicinity of hometown in that dimension, then those spatial anomalies will need to be contained as well as the entities within. But for now, not our problem. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for your member message. I survived as a mobile task force captain for a month. You did it! Congratulations on your service! Did I miss anything here? Thanamy, thank you for donating to the Ko-Fi again. Not a native English speaker, so before I recently looked up the word fraternize, I thought it meant something a lot more than just befriend, aka another word starting with F. So Thanamy, first of all, thank you for donating through the Ko-Fi again. And secondly, the way I use the word fraternize in this sense, it is very often colloquially meant to be that, at the higher level like that. Now, fraternizing with the enemy tends to be, actually, it tends to be used that way a lot when you say you're fraternizing with the enemy. That does mean sleeping with the enemy a lot of the times, in a literal sense. So fraternizing covers all the levels, so to speak. Although mostly it's made for befriend, it definitely ramps up to the higher levels of intensity based on what we're talking about. Larry, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a burrito on your way past the commissary. Hey, Dr. Sherman, I couldn't get that sleep study for my foxtail done because 682 destroyed medical the same day. I blacked out and the tail stayed. You still need to go get that checked out. Just because 682 wrecked it for one day doesn't mean it won't be back the next. So when medical's up and running again, you get that thing tested. All right, and that brings our very sick site director to the end of the coffee break. It's time for me to go get back in bed and rest and hopefully get my voice back in full soon. So, for this end of stream, as is tradition, I tell you my favorite SCPs. Of course, I'm not going to tell you the SCPs I wrote are my favorite. That's cheating, that's cheating. But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm Site 42 Hub and author page on the SCP Wiki. There you can see the SCPs I have written, as well as some direct donation links if you want to join if you want to become a patron or a member to donate monthly, or if you want to do a Ko-Fi or Super Chat, donate one at a time. Either way is a direct donation to me keeping the lights on for me, Desk, the Discord mods, the editors, all the staff. And so we appreciate it greatly. Meanwhile, if you can't donate, remember that as long as you're doing all that YouTube business, like liking the stream, subscribing, sharing all that business, then you are a member of Mobile Task Force Sci-42, codename Signal Boosters. And you're helping us with our mission here at Sci-42 to signal boost the SCP community, whether it be the wiki and its events, the authors who write those damn good stories, all of the artists, game devs, filmmakers who make things in the SCP sphere. When we support this community, it grows, and we all have a damn good time doing it. So, I greatly appreciate you guys helping me out with that Sci-42. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs are no particular order are 3999, 3043, 008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 517, 55320, and 8980. Content warning on the last one. And I'm only going to do that once because I did it earlier, and also, I feel this starting to go. So, with that, I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see y'all in the next video or stream. I might have had a sidekick with a funny name, running wild through the hills, chasing poof, Jesse James, ending up on the brink of danger, riding shotgun for the Texas Rangers. Go west, young man. Haven't you been told California's full of whiskey, women in gold sleeping out all night beneath the desert stars? with a dream in mind and a prayer in my heart. I should have been a cowboy. I should have learned to rope and ride. Wearing my 6-shooter, riding my pony on a cattle drive. Stealing the young girls' hearts. Just like Gene and Roy, singing those campfire songs. Oh, I should have been a cowboy. Rose, thank you for your last-minute donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a burrito at the commissary.